D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to my week in review, where this episode I come to you every Sunday and I bring to you three TV shows that we talk about, three news stories, and then the three movies that came out this weekend. Well, if there's three movies, sometimes there's not. So let's just dive right in and let's talk about the TV shows of this week that I want to talk about. And the first one I want to talk about is Preacher. Now, I really like this show a lot. I think it's a good show. In this episode, we saw a lot of things. One thing that I really did like, and it was in the first, I believe, 5 minutes, was we saw the return of Arseface, and I love this character and everything, even though he's not very attractive. But I really like because he's just got out of hell, and then the first scene is him is going back to the town that he grew up in, and seeing that it was just a big crater. And then he goes to an orphanage where eventually he gets adopted by the preacher killer guy. I can't remember his title off the top of my head, but he was, it was really good. I love, my favorite line of the whole episode was in the orphanage when the black kid was talking to Arseface, and he's all like, "You're in an orphanage, you're crazy, ugly, and I believe retarded or whatnot," and he's like, "Your story ends here, not begins here," or something like that. And it was a funny line. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly. But then we also saw that Tulip helped rob that bank and steal that suitcase full of souls from the other voodoo lady. And everything. That was really good. I liked that a lot. And then Preacher agreed to help Grandma do whatever it is that he does that he owes her. I'm not sure what he owes her. I've never read the comic book, so I don't know how this is going, which is kind of refreshing a little bit. Also, we saw Allfather visit the Mein Kampf guy. I can't remember his name, but the bald guy and the Grail, and that was all right. It was a little weird because it was like there was the eating of a horse, and then he was throwing up. It was just weird, but whatever. That's not my favorite part of the show, but I am interested to see where it goes. And then finally we saw Cass give in to his little vampire friend and decide that he's going to start turning people so he gains these extra powers that the other vampire has. Okay, so the next show I want to talk about is Suits. And on this episode, we saw Samantha really show her dominance in the company. And she, it's very obvious that out of the two rivals that she should be the next name partner, because it's very obvious that she's knowledgeable and she's a lot better at the job. We also saw Harvey try to defend a maid at the company against, I believe his name was Andrews, who owns the building that their firm is in. And he went about it in, the true fashion way that he does. But it turned out good in the end. And I don't know what it means at the end when Donna had promised a free year of legal fees for... I don't know if it was free, but representation by Harvey Specter for the Andrews guy. And then we saw Katrina really step up and really prove that she is capable of managing partner. I have to be honest, I'm really interested in seeing the Samantha character played by Katherine Heigl to see where she's going. In fact, I find her, out of everybody on the show, the most fascinating character this season. And I really want to see where her character goes, how she grows, what she's going to do. I'm really interested in seeing that part the most. And then the last show I want to talk about, and I'm not going to talk about it too much because I am going to do a season 1 review, but that is Cloak and Dagger. Now, I have to say, as far as season finales goes, this one was very mediocre and not that great. But one thing that we finally got to see, and I'm going to give it a little bit away, was we got to see Tyrone / Cloak, and he brought in that detective that killed his brother, like sucked him into him. And I believe that I'm not 100% on Cloak and Dagger as far as characters go, but I believe that he pulled him into the dark dimension. And we saw that neither one of them died, even though they both got the little marks on their arms, and that from past it meant that one of them had to die. But what I did like to, I really liked during this episode was that they showed the different pairings throughout history. And then that one woman, she told the story of their whole thing, and I really liked that a lot. And going forward, I really hope that this show really puts forth more of a budget and shows more of Cloak and Dagger using their powers. And I want to see costumes. I mean, I'm not saying that they have to be comic book accurate, because I think that their comic book costumes are a little crazy. I mean, Dagger can't wear a skin-tight white suit. But I think that the cloak that Cloak wore, I thought that was pretty good. But I really do want to see some kind of costume for these two that looks a lot better than just home handmade. So moving on to the news, there was a rumor that Disney was talking to James Gunn and possibly rehiring him back on for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, I know I did report on this last week, and so has everybody else. But I said last week that he was not going to get hired back. There's no way Disney is going to rehire him after this whole fiasco. They're a family company. This is something that would come up every single time. And Variety has put out an article about it, and I will leave it in the link down below. But one of the things that came out of it, and it was tweeted, was a source had said, "I don't see Disney rehiring him," says one person close to the matter. "Those tweets are so horrible, and Disney has a different standard than any other studio." I think that this is true. I don't believe in any world that James Gunn will be rehired for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 or Disney. And I know that the cast put out a letter in a joint effort to get him rehired, but I don't think it's going to work, and I don't see him getting rehired and everything. Sound off with your opinion about that down below. Also, it's not official as of this video going up yet, but it's pretty official that MoviePass is dead. Now, if you are a member of MoviePass, I'm pretty sure you benefited from it at the beginning. I have a brother that has MoviePass, and he liked it a lot. They just kept blowing through money. You know, they'd get in, you'd subscribe to it, you'd pay a year subscription, and they were just blowing through that money. And how it worked was they would buy your ticket like at the last minute, and then you'd go to the movie and everything. But they couldn't keep up with the demand of how this was going, and they didn't have it. They really upset a lot of people when they made MoviePass, but they had to borrow $5 million to pay their bills, and I really am bummed that a lot of people are going to lose their job from this. And the thing that I liked about MoviePass was it made the movie industry and the theater industry realize that they need something like this around. And result of this, AMC started their A-list, and I know a lot of people that have gotten that before. But what they don't do with that one is they don't buy your movie ticket like MoviePass did. It's a little bit different. I know a lot of people that have benefited from it. I know people that have benefited from MoviePass, and I really wish this was something that was sticking around so that way they could keep having that competition. Competition is the best thing for a business. And my last story is a small one, is that ALF is going to have a reboot, Warner Brothers they are aggressively trying to get this off the ground and find a place for it. And out of the few 1980s television stars that are recognizable, the alien from Almanac ALF is definitely one of them, and it does appear that it will return to TV once Warner Brothers gets some place to take it, like say like the CW or like a Sci-Fi. They just have to have somebody pick it up and everything. And I say they should do like 6 episodes. Just kind of get a limited startup to see if people will be interested in it. With all these reboots coming out, like it started with Roseanne, and then you got the Murphy Brown one that's coming out, and I believe Frasier is a possibility now. I just think that a lot of people are just starting to jump on that reboot bandwagon of old TV shows. Now, I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of ALF. I never really watched it when I was younger, so I probably won't watch this one when it comes out, just because there's so much good television, and I like their concept of it, of ALF leaves and goes back to his planet of Malmac. I think I said Almanac earlier, but Malmac, I think that's how you say it. And then he comes back and he sees the difference of when he was here in the 80s and now, and he's with a different family this time. So it will be, I like that concept, and that, excuse me, that will be interesting to see that, but I probably won't be watching. I mean, maybe I'll watch one episode, but I don't think so. So movies coming out this week are The Spy Who Dumped Me, Darkest Minds, and Christopher Robin. And I have to tell you, out of all three of those, Christopher Robin looks like my top choice. I mean, you can check out my trailer reactions, but that movie just looks so good. And Ewan McGregor, I love Ewan McGregor. I mean, I love Mila Kunis and Saturday Night Live girl, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. I really do like those two, but I love comedies, but I'm just not really in the mood for that right now in my life. I'm more interested in a Christopher Robin, and I might take my daughter to see it, because I think she'll like it, so you never know. And what's coming up next week, and as far as movies go, we will have Black Klansman, Along Came the Devil, and The Meg. Now, I believe Black Klansman will be, I don't think that's a wide release. Don't quote me on that, because I don't have it in my notes right here. I should have wrote that down, but I don't. And like, Along Came the Devil, I've only seen the trailer for it, and I'm not interested. And The Meg, I'm definitely not interested. I don't like resurrection, like of big sharks. Like, what is that? Like, I've seen that before, like in other low budget movies, and I mean, Jason Statham is awesome, but I'm not going to be seeing this movie or any. I probably won't be seeing any. I do want to see the Black Klansman, but I probably won't see that in the movie theater and everything, just because I don't get to see movies very often, because I do have a family and everything. But I won't be wasting my one movie a month on the Black Klansman. Okay, so tell me what you guys thought of this episode. If you like this episode, hit that like button. If you are new to my channel, please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. What did you think about the 3 stories that I shared with you today? Do you think James Gunn will ever be hired back to Disney? Because I don't think so. What do you think about MoviePass? Are you sad that it's going to be gone really soon? And then what do you think about ALF? You guys going to watch it? I know I said I won't, but I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Comment section down below, and I will check you guys later. Bye.